What exactly is Google Sheets and how do we use it? Again, just like with Google Form, there's a couple of different ways you can access your Google Sheets app. I have it bookmarked here on my browser, in my Chrome browser. It is saved. You also can come over to the waffle, and it is here in the waffle. You can get it from your drive. You would go to New, Google Sheets, or you can simply type in sheets.google.com and it will bring you to this page. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at a blank sheet, but of course Google has some templates here. As you can see, you can make to-do lists, create your budgets, use it for calendars, do your schedule. You can use it to make invoices, your analytics, charts, graphics, attendance. You can make rosters, grade books, track assignments. I always like to have plenty of student rosters in a spreadsheet throughout the course of a class because you can use it for all kinds of things, mail merge, labels, the sky is the limit. So when you first create your blank spreadsheet, it looks very similar to Microsoft Word. I'm sorry, to Microsoft Excel. And you've got your menu here. As always, just like I talked about helpful extensions for Google Chrome, there are add-ons that you can get. One of the add-ons that I like to use is called Doctopus, and it allows you to pull up a rubric as you're grading student writing assignments. That'll be a more advanced video for you guys, but that's just one of the add-ons that I have here. You can search add-ons, just click get add-ons and kind of go through and see if there's something like mail merge would probably be fantastic to have. Just take a look at some of the different things that you see and that may capture your attention, and try them out. So just some key things here. You would title it. This would be whatever the title may be for it. Again, if it's in Google, it saves it automatically. Here you've got the undo, redo, your zoom, the formatting of the cells, your fonts here, aligning everything, text wrap. If you want to insert a link, insert a comment, you can insert a chart, create filters, and then here would be like your formulas and functions. So I am just going to keep it really simple. One of the great things that I like to use Google Sheets for is to develop rubrics, and then the rubrics can then be imported into Google Classroom. So I want to show you how to do that. There's a website that I like to use. It's called rubystarforteachers.org. What you want to do here is you just click New Rubric. They have a lot of templates already here, so you can find your content area. So let's say this is going to be art for my sample art class, and I'm going to do analysis of a work of art. You just call it artwork analysis. Okay. And then it has the different categories on the side, and then it will automatically populate what the criteria is. So let's see. When I'm looking at students to evaluate their work of art, the very first category is going to be description. I'm going to do on a 4-point scale. And right here, 4 makes a complete and detailed description of the subject matter and or elements seen in the work of art. And then it automatically tailors it for the different levels, okay? The next one, and it's already here, I'm going to just drop down analysis. I'm going to drop down interpretation. I'm going to drop down evaluation, and I don't have to do anything else. Like it's there, okay? Here is what it will preview. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to download. See how antiquated it is? Look at this, Internet Explorer, Netscape. Wow, that is so far. We're just going to download it as a spreadsheet right here. Okay, it's automatically going to populate in my downloads. There we go. So this is what I should be seeing when I go ahead and open up my file. Save as. Okay, we want to do the most recent. And then this is a okay, it is now saved. And we're going to do a new file, upload to my spreadsheet. Open it, connect with Google Sheets. Voila, there we have it. So because I promise you it's totally worth the extra steps, but after you download it from here, you're going to have to open it in Microsoft Excel to convert it, okay? Just because this is such an older system. So now that we have this here, here's my rubric. You can copy and paste it into a new rubric in Classroom, or you can use a template that will format. And I will share this template with you all in the Google Classroom that I actually got from Alice Keebler. She creates tons of resources for folks. And I am just going to wrap this text so that you can see what is in there. And all I'm going to do now at this point is just copy and paste. So the first one is description. So here I'm going to just copy it, copy and paste. Okay, go back here, my 3. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this window. I do not need it. I'm going to close this window. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up my Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you how seamless these two work together. And again, we're going to go to my sample art classroom. And I am creating an assignment. So I already started the draft, but I'm just going to delete that so I can show you guys how I started it from beginning. So I'm going to go to create, and this is going to be an assignment. Okay. Okay, instructions. I am going to go to my Google Drive, and I have it saved. I'm gonna copy the instructions here just to make it simple for the students. So now that we have there's 2 things I need to do. I need to add from my Google Drive this one right here, okay? Because that is the template. It says students can view file. We're gonna make a copy for each student. Okay, now I wanna come over here, let's just set a due date for Monday. Okay, 11:59. The topic is gonna go under whatever week this is. Now here is where the magic happens. You're gonna select Rubric, and then you're gonna go down to import from sheets. Okay, and right here is our rubric that we want to, and voila, it automatically imports everything that we put in that spreadsheet. Now, if you notice on the actual spreadsheet, and I'll show you this really quick. Right here on this line where it says description, I did not include a description anywhere here. But if you wanted to, you put it there and it will populate. So like right here, the criterion is not here. Maybe you want to describe or explain, give the definition of each one of these criterions. But realize what I love about this is it automatically puts the points in where it's supposed to be. It puts the title, what that means, and the description of each of the criterion. So that is for step one of their analysis would be to describe. Under each one of these, the criterion is already there. So that is so exciting. Okay, if by chance you wanted to add another criteria, you can. Okay, this is out of 16 points. It'll automatically populate once you start your scoring, and you go ahead and save it. So now the rubric is here for the students, the assignment template is there for them, and the directions to what it is that they are supposed to do. If you wanted to maybe post a sample of what a finished document would look like, you could do that here as well and include it. I'm going to go ahead and click assign. And when you go right here to week one, the assignment pops up right here under artwork analysis. When you highlight it, it shows the instructions. Okay, the rubric is there. The students can pull up the rubric as they complete their assignment and see what it is that they need to do to get the scores. That is one of the great things that you can do using Google Sheets in relation to Google Classroom, and that is through importing your rubric. Some other things that you can do, earlier we talked about Google Form. So let's say I had here in one of my trainings, I did the distance learning quiz that people had to take, okay? And then here I have 40 responses. So we talked about those responses, what it looks like from the Google form. And then here, let's see, the spreadsheet. Now I am going to take that form and I'm going to create it. It's automatically linking it to my spreadsheet. And here's the spreadsheet. So at a glance, hold on, let me wrap this text so we can see what the questions were. And all I'm doing is just wrapping the text so that it's easier for me to look at this information at a glance. And if you even wanted to just make this smaller, you could. Some other things that I like to do when I am looking at, let's say, data from a Google form, the timestamp, it tells me what the date and the time that the student submitted their responses. I don't need to see that, so I am just going to go ahead and hide that column to just get it out of my way. Okay, now as a teacher, I can look at student scores. You know, I can, if I wanted to group these things, let's say create a filter. Okay, so let's say I want to look and see at the students. It says school districts must provide a free and appropriate public education to students with disabilities, but are not required to provide accommodations that are outlined in their IEP. This statement, the correct answer would be false. So let's say I wanted to filter this by everyone that got it wrong and they selected true. Okay, so then in here, I see that I have a couple of students that got this answer incorrect. You did a training and you wanted to check for understanding and you gave this quiz really quick. It will then allow you as the facilitator to see, okay, there are a couple students who did not get this, this question correct. So maybe prior to the end of my training, I want to reiterate it, or maybe I want to do another mini training to talk about this particular item. So it's really good to see at a glance. Here, let's see, what else do I have in here in terms of your form? Oh, student information form. This is another one, a mood check. It's another one I like to do mood checks for students. So let's say at the beginning of the semester, let's look at this form. You want to do like a get to know you thing. So last name, first name of your students, if you want their contact information, one unique thing about them. I have my students always do a personality test, a love language test. If I need their birth date, so I can set up my classroom calendar, favorite color, favorite snacks, if I wanted to do incentives, things like that. So that information is here. It would go to here. It's not very helpful in this format, but when I go to look at the response, their personality types are here. If I want to follow them on Twitter, I have their information here. This just kind of helps me get to know them. I've got the birth dates here. I know what their favorite colors are. If I wanted to send them like a little greeting or something, or send them something in the mail. So I have all this information and it's very helpful. Let's say I am preparing for to do like maybe some class shirts and I already have everyone's t-shirt size. Well, I can literally take that spreadsheet information and extract it and send it directly to, let's say, the shirt printer. I don't have to do any extra work. It's already there. And then when it's time to distribute the shirts, I pull up that same spreadsheet. I can filter it to the person's name and their shirt size, and I know exactly who gets what shirt. So these are just a few of the things that you can do with your Google Sheets, and also linking it to your Google form and being able to utilize that information. So I hope that, again, this was helpful for you all.